Hello friends of the Northern Entertainment, this is the NorthernAlex here. Welcome to another review. We are reviewing the game Rescue to Everyday Heroes. And before we get too much into it here, let me tell you that I am only reviewing the technical aspects right now. I will do another review just for the free play. And as I said, this review here just really focuses on the technical aspects as well as the missions. So watch the other review. I'm gonna put it in the annotation once it's released for the free play missions. As you know, I made a review before of this game, and unfortunately it wasn't very favorable for the game, for a whole bunch of negative points that I wanted to see changed. And also the game was at that point only in German available. Now that it is released since Wednesday on Steam and on the North American market, I have to say I am stunned by this game, because not only did they make a complete rebound from the points that I pointed out in the first review that definitely needed changing, they pretty much reinvented this game. Not so much with gameplay itself, but definitely with apparatus and in terms of pathfinding. But let me go through the pros and cons here while we watching the game footage in the background. So if you remember, one of the biggest things that I didn't like, or that pretty much turned me off of this game, or what I pointed out, was the inability of turning on the sirens once you are at the scene. Unlike Emergency 4, for example. Now this got changed. You can turn the lights on and off, you can turn the sirens on and off. This is definitely something. And you know what? I find myself not always using them. I mean, there's calls where I do not use the siren at all. But if I want to, I as a user want to have the option, and this option we have now. So that's very nice. Now the graphic style of this game, and I'm not going into too much detail on this one because I did make a review of this game and the graphic didn't change much. It's a little bit cartoonish, especially with bigger apparatus. You can see that the dimensions or the ratio is not there. So they look a little bit like comic trucks. Not so much the engine, but on the rescue, which you will see later, you can see that. Now, this is something I can live with it. I like the overall style of the graphics. I'm sure it's a little bit dated, but it works for the game. I mean, it doesn't take away from the game at all. So, and I have to say they did a really great job in remodeling North American apparatus. As you remember, when I did the first review, it all was in Germany, thus there was only European apparatus, and I said that I really would like to see North American apparatus, and this is exactly what we have here. In fact, looking at the game, I really was surprised because most of the points on my checklist, and I looked at my notes that I made for the first review, most of these points are actually taken care of at this point. So this is really amazing, and I have to say kudos to the developers. This is really something where they listen to the community, where they listen to the outcry, and they revamped the game before they released it for the North American market. So kudos to you guys. Also at this point, or tell you guys that I am going to have an interview with the developers of the game coming up. Well, we are still working on the details, but in the next week or so. And if you want to have me ask those guys something in particular, then please send me a PM, leave me a comment here on the video. I have no problem asking whatever questions you want, game related of course. I have a few questions myself and a few pointers or whatnot that I want to talk to the guys about. So I'm pretty excited about that. He is the PR. I'd like to give a big shout out to Felix, CEO of Buschbau Media and PR company, which is pretty much the PR representative for Rondo Media, and we work pretty closely together here. So thanks to him, I have all those games to review, and yeah, I just wanted to say thank you at this point. Let me continue talking about the game here, and before we get too much sidetracked, there are definitely improvements with pathfinding. Sometimes it's still a little bit wonky, but they found a nice workaround, because if the pathfinding it looks like the collision boxes they turn the collision boxes off for a moment, and the apparatus just so the apparatus doesn't pose a obstacle anymore. So that's very nice. And yeah, they have, as I said, you can turn the lights on and off, you can turn the sirens on and off. For the part where you actually play the fire station itself, this is still very detailed. You have different background info on all the characters or on all the firefighters that you are hiring and all your EMS or EMTs. As you can see, there is a great variety now on scenes and on locations, from a suburban city to North American countryside. You find everything. Unfortunately, I didn't make a video of the one call that I had, which was a John Deere on flames. So that broke my heart and I cried for 2 hours, but we got the John Deere extinguished. Now this is something else that is very nice here. That is the way the hoses are laying. Compared to Emergency 4, just the way all these graphics are done is very nice. This is another point that I absolutely like. And what really rescued the game or fixed the game for me was the fact timer, you disable it and you can do the mission however long you want. You have also firefighters can carry injured persons. They help the EMT to carry on the stretcher, so this is very realistic, and I love the fact that that is realized, as well as the ambulances obviously still come back. It would be nice if there were more different tools to use, but I guess we just have to wait for updates. And a traffic advisor would be nice as well, but oh well. Another very nice thing that I noticed is that they use different doors, like when EMS, the first EMS used the driver door, the second EMS goes on the passenger side. Now granted, usually with a patient you would go one in the back and one in the driver's side, but I mean those are little details that I just noticed and I like that. Yeah, it would be nice if the water system gets a little bit of a revamp and you see that you can actually run a line to the truck and from the truck to the firefighters. This is something that I would like to see change, but this is also something that I'm gonna talk about in my interview with them. So guys, this is all the time we have for today, and I thank you for your time. Thank you for watching. As I said, if you have any questions that you want me to ask the devs, then by all means let me know. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Please watch my other videos, click that like button if you didn't do so already, subscribe, and yeah, thanks for watching. God bless you.